Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sacred Insights. I'm Andrea Bacon. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope everyone is doing well. So, we're entering spooky season. We're in mid October, and October is a time where a lot of cultures around the world will start to prepare to celebrate and honor their ancestors. And it's a time of letting go and surrendering as well. And so you can think of it as surrendering in your life what is not flourishing. But towards the end of the year, they say that the veil between the worlds becomes thinner. And it's a good time to honor and connect to their crossed over loved ones, their animals, and even parts of themselves that need to be heard and validated. So everyone has a story to tell. And this is a time to make space for storytelling. And also when you can tell a new story, something transformative for yourself. It is a way of going from those who, learning from those who came before us and taking the wisdom that they imparted. And also acknowledging what attachments to societal conditioning that we may still hold on to that don't serve us. So, people always say that they really want to connect with their loved ones. Some of them worry that they are going to pull them away, disrupt them when they call them in or they want to communicate with them for a reading. But one thing I know for sure is that they don't go too far away ever. That bond of love is always there and they're always around us. And so they like to bring forth messages to us. And so I'm going to give a few messages that come through in a lot of readings that they love to share. So, first of all, a lot of times they'll encourage their loved ones to live fully and they want you to embrace life and just do the things that you're passionate about, like your interests, the things in life you love, that they're placed within you for a reason. And we aren't meant to suppress them. So we're here to experience life. And they want to say to just be open to all the ways that you can express who you are. This will bring more abundance into your life in so many ways. And they want you to remember that. And a lot of it has to do with being in your creative energy. It doesn't necessarily mean artistic creative or anything, but just flowing. It's an energy of flowing because that's our natural state. And so next, they want to remind us to please let go of any guilt. So there is no blame on the other side. Some people will carry the burdens of feeling, bad about not being able to be with their loved ones when they've passed. But a lot of times their loved ones will wait until they're not in the room anymore, until they're alone in the room to go. And this is very common. It's something they chose, and they want you to never feel bad about this. I get this a lot in readings. They want you to remember them, how they lived and not how they died. So who they are and who they were is not defined by that. They want you to let go of any guilt around their passing. So they'll send you signs from above. Most people have mentioned finding change, when it wasn't there moments ago. And they can do this with different things like jewelry, other objects. Change is like the most common one that people will mention. And they'll also send you signs if you ask. So maybe all of a sudden you start seeing rainbows everywhere, or a certain type of flower, an animal, a song on the radio. This is them letting you know that they are always there. And this is very common. They do this a lot. We just kind of need to pay attention. But another thing that they'll do is They'll mess with our electronics in the house. So something like turning on the TV on and off, switching the channels, they'll flicker the lights on and off. This happens a lot. Um, it is not to be confused though with them like trying to give you an urgent message or something to worry about. It's really just they're there saying hi and they're trying to get your attention. So they also want you to know that healing takes time. Be gentle with yourself as you go through this process. It's important to get support when you need to, because you don't have to do it all alone. In fact, they want you to know that you're never alone. And definitely to give yourself grace. Talk to a friend, a counselor, and it's great to get outside in nature and go for a walk. This really helps clear the mind. So, also to be in the present moment helps you. Going out for a walk really helps being in the present moment. So, they really want you to take care of yourself, practice self love, self care. And they want to remind us that forgiveness is releasing burdens, releasing the heaviness in the heart that we may be carrying. It's never to say that, you're excusing others' behaviors, but it is realizing that it's not yours to carry. And they encourage us to forgive ourselves when needed. Holding on to blame and anger only creates more heaviness and will hinder your peace. And you can always ask your guides and angels for help to surrender burdens and create peace. But they see the bigger picture on the other side with this and how important it is to release anything or carrying resentments and that type of thing. Because it's a heavy feeling. And like I said, a burden. And they don't want to see us burdened. They don't want to see us carrying around the heaviness. They really want us to be happy. And that, on the bigger picture on the other side, they can see both sides of why things happened. So they want to remind you also about relationships and that they're our biggest teacher. We learn so much from coming to Earth. It's basically a school that we came here to remember who we are and go through soul lessons. And we deal with all kinds of relationships here, and they mirror to us what we need to heal a lot of the times. Our triggers will mirror to us what we need to heal. And we just have to be self-aware and pay attention to how we feel. Again, not suppressing anything. But tell the people also that are in your life that you care for, how much you do care for them. Sometimes they'll express regret when coming through in a reading because they wish that they were more expressive of their feelings when they were here. And they just want to see you and their other loved ones all, being mindful of that, expressing their love for one another. So, they want to see us being happy. And they'll say that it is important to be true to yourself. So live your life for yourself and just not going by what others, want you to do necessarily. I mean, you can always take people's opinions into consideration, but I want you to live by your values and encourage you to follow your heart because that's what brings that happiness. That's what we're meant to do here. And they support you on your journey and they're always with you. So they want you to navigate life from your spirit and trust your gut feelings because they'll give you nudges. They can become similar to a spirit guide. They're not necessarily a actual spirit guide, but they will give you nudges, whisper messages in your ear, and help you. And so when you're listening to your intuition, you're acknowledging and noticing those messages that are coming through. And they want you to follow that, as best as you can. I mean, it's not, you don't have to be perfect, but they just want you to ultimately find what makes you happy and brings fulfillment in your life. So they also want to talk about like it's okay to move forward and create new memories. So maybe explore like new hobbies and interests. This can open the door to fresh new experiences, to new connections, and bringing more happiness and fulfillment in the things that in your day-to-day life. So think about establishing new traditions, things that honor your loved ones while also honoring, allowing yourself to have new experiences. So if you need to start small, that's okay. Just begin with small steps. Try to engage in things that bring you comfort and joy. So even if it feels awkward at first, which is normal, allow yourself just to have some fun, to smile, and it doesn't diminish your love for them. And sometimes people think that, but it doesn't. And it's healthy and good, and they want you to remember that. So like engaging in practices to help you be present, like appreciating the moments as they come, making new memories, whether they are pleasant or bittersweet. Just know that there's an ebb and flow when you do this. And it's natural to feel what is lacking, but just in those moments, that's an ebb, but then there will be love that flows back to you again. So I did pull a card real quick that says, no one else can light the way. It's the light in your own heart that will give you the greatest guidance. So even when you feel alone, others can see your light and with you showing them the way too. And that's the torch that you bear will become the light that inspires other people. And so to step out of your comfort zone and, follow the radiance of your own light will help others do the same. And you'll become an inspiration. And you can show them the way as well and how to do the same and be there for them. But that is going to do it for me today. So if you would like to book a reading, you can always go to stan.store/medium Andrea. And I am almost finished doing my self-love course. It's a free mini course. So you can go check that out if you would like to. Thank you so much. Have a great week.